Welcome, everybody. We the people unite, bring voices from
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone. I like the new introduction.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
awesome.
was new. I was surprised. I thought we was on the wrong
That's
track.
awesome.
So, for those of you who have been watching us, this is our Friday special roundtable where each one of our panel controls or takes control of their particular topic for the day. They are the host for their topic. So, shall we get started? Everybody doing all right? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
For those of you joining us on the chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. And please hit that little subscribe button down there. That really helps us. We appreciate it. And leave us your comments because we love to interact. We do respond to comments, so please do that. All right, Miss Andrea,
Hi.
you are up first.
I'm first. If you could,
You want to introduce it?
Well, I think it speaks for itself, and that's why I wanted to start off with just, a life in the day of women. So that's a life in the day of a woman walking the streets.
Okay.
You want me to take it from there?
Hi, Jazzy.
Okay, where did that come from? All right.
This is from this morning. And does it have any sound?
Yeah, it was playing earlier. So I don't know why it's not playing now.
There we go. But there's no sound.
I'm sorry, Andrew. You're gonna think that I'm doing this to you on purpose. I'm not.
I am gonna think I'm gonna call you tonight.
I know.
And the one thing about this is you need to hear her screaming for help.
Yeah. No, I played it. It was playing fine earlier, and now.
And so why I wanted to talk about this subject is when I was growing up, you could go from one side of town to the other side of town. You could hitchhike. You could trust strangers. And if someone did yell out for help, someone would respond. Now, if you call out for help, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if anyone's going to come. You don't know if the police come and say the person you think has a mental illness, the person that's messing with you, you don't know if the police are just going to shoot them dead and not even just try to resolve the issue. This right now was a young lady that had come from New York to Houston, and because they told her she could get a job, she could have a fresh start in Houston. And when she got to Houston, they held her captive for 3 days. And when she got a chance to run away or to get away, this gentleman that you saw, he ran after her. She started yelling for help, and you see who came? The dog. And no people come, only the dog came. So he was captured, but I don't know how they got to the end of being captured. That's the part that I wanted to show all of it. So
let's do this. Let me share screen. I pulled it up so we can. I'm not going to let this happen again today. I don't know why we're getting glitches. I knew what happened before. I don't know why it's happening now. So.
Well, the one thing I suggest too is that, keep in touch with your family. My sister sometimes irritates me sometimes, not because she's my sister, but because when she travels, she doesn't always tell you she's going somewhere. And you don't know who's going to be the last person that spoke to you. You know what I mean? You never know who's
Right.
going to be the last person that you had that phone conversation with. So I make it a point to
Honduras is
always.
now accused of kidnapping a woman and leaving her locked inside of a room for days. Surveillance video captures a little bit of her ordeal. Brooke Taylor has all the details for us. Lucky she is not dead. Brooke?
Yeah, hi, Jillian. Jose Carcamo is accused of holding a Chinese migrant captive for days. Deputies say she had no food or water and was sexually assaulted. At one point, she tried to escape, and it was all caught on camera watch. Jesus. That woman screaming for help as she's carried back to the home she tried to run from in terrifying footage there. That neighbor called 911, and when deputies found her, she said she was brought to Houston from New York and promised better pay as a masseuse. But when she got to Texas, deputies say her passport was taken and she was abducted.
There was a small closet with a piece of wood across the door that was screwed into the frame. They were able to rip that piece of wood off and open the door. She had been tied up. She had some type of object like a sock or something that was used to bound her hands.
Jose Carcamo has been charged with kidnapping and assault. According to ICE, he illegally came into the U.S. from Honduras in 2020, was given a notice to appear after a traffic stop. But in 2023, an immigration judge decided to dismiss the case. The lieutenant in charge of that investigation says he believes this is part of a much larger traffic ring that they're now investigating in Harris County. Jillian.
All right, Brooke Taylor in Dallas for us this morning. Thank you. Bill?
And so again, I wanted to say, when you travel, you know, whether it's state to state or even just going across town, somebody should know, you know, where you are. And I mean, I couldn't think of no questions other than, like I said, inform people. You know, they know you when they call your home if you miss from work, but who calls you when you go out to a spa or you go get your nails done or whatever you go to lunch and nobody knows.
Very good point.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially because I travel a lot and I'm a solo traveler and I love it. But sometimes I don't tell people that I'm traveling. Maybe I don't really tell them. So,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
gotten in the habit of telling at least one person, and normally it's my son. I'll tell, you know, I'm going here, I'm going there, but let someone know, you know, because I don't know because my sister, she'll be in Greece, and then she'll be in Japan, and then she'll be in Mexico, and I'm like, Maria, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use your name. I'm like, you could at least tell us.
Hey guys, I'm still working on my technical difficulties, but I'm still here and I'm here. So, sorry about what's going on. So that's all I wanted to say.
Amen, money.
Hey.
I know for me, I'll travel sometimes to go to like music conventions and stuff by myself. And so my husband will stay home, or even if I have to go to concerts in like a town or two away, I always share my location with my husband just so somebody knows where I am, because I have my phone on me at all times. But just to have that.
I know a gentleman approached me once when I was younger and threw me down, and I looked back and I actually saw my father sitting in the living room, and I said, Daddy. I didn't even say it that loud. I didn't think he heard me. And next thing I know, he was there. And my father, because how things were when I was being raised, we went to his house and told his parents because we knew who these people were. We knew who they were.
Yeah, I used to travel quite a bit, but now I'm not working. I always tell my family, you know, where I'm at and text to them. No, I think it's extremely important, definitely.
I said, I need a last point last point where I could pinpoint where you were, even if it's the hotel you're at,
Mhm.
But
Check
that was it for
daily,
me today.
maybe.
Something
Yeah.
I've seen too is like when people go out in like nature or something and they know that they might have like spotty service, sometimes they'll like record a voicemail saying on their phone, so if someone tries to call them and they don't pick up, they say like, this was my last location at this time, just in case something were to happen.
That's a good tip.
That's a great point. With my son, I'm always hesitant about having location services on my phone, but I can designate my son to know where I'm at, and that he has the location of my phone always. Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
those
yes.
are good tools.
I have that Life 360 app where you can add people to see your location, and my sister and I share our location, so we always know where the other is if we get worried. And sometimes we find out that they're doing things that maybe they shouldn't be doing, like visiting exes that they said that they were not going to visit.
And sometimes those people are the ones that can put you in the most danger.
Yeah.
It's usually somebody you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they do have, and now that you reminded me, they do have a link, Smart 911. If you fill that out, then the police, they know you register your car, and they know your car if it was found on the road somewhere, or they know your your emergency contact information. So Smart 911, you should look at that.
All right.
That's a great point too.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm glad I at least found the clip.
No, thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, and that's what I will do for everybody at this. We didn't have this problem Wednesday, so maybe we have too many today. That could be part of the problem. We have too many clips going set up here, but we'll find out. All right. So Marley, let's see if yours plays. If not, I've got it pulled up here.
All right.
We have to just go with the flow.
Yeah. So this clip is about Ghislaine Maxwell and her transfer to a low security prison.
Yeah, it's not going to play
playing.
either, is it? All right. That's all right. I remove it from studio and we're going to share the screen.
All right.
All right. Always have a backup. All right. Pull these out.
CNN has learned that Jeffrey Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been moved to a new prison. Maxwell has been serving a 20-year prison sentence in Florida. She's now headed to a minimum security prison in Texas.
CNN's Caitlin Polance joins us now. So, Caitlin, talk to us about this new prison that she's going to and why she's being moved.
Why is going to be the question here definitely today. But we do know from the Bureau of Prisons, they have confirmed through a spokesperson that Ghislaine Maxwell was moved from a federal prison camp in Tallahassee, Florida, to a low security prison in Bryan, Texas. So that's northeast of Austin. The difference there, it doesn't sound that much different, minimum security, low security, but it actually is pretty different. A camp where she was before, people move about freely, there are nonviolent offenders, where she was before, there are very likely to be violent offenders, gang members, the risk is higher. And where she is now, that would be white collar offenders, people who would not be considered to have as much risk as they would have had at places like where she was in Florida. Two people at the prison that she is now in Bryan, Texas. Two women, you may have heard of them before, Elizabeth Holmes from the company Theranos, and then Jen Shaw from the TV show The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Those are the types of women, nonviolent, white-collar offenders, where Ghislaine Maxwell is now. But you asked why. The Justice Department and the Bureau of Prisons is not telling us the reason for this move. But I did speak to a prison consultant just a few minutes ago who was saying that from her perspective, this is quite good. It would be something that she would want.
From Maxwell's perspective.
From Maxwell's perspective, it's more comfortable at the camp, or at where she is in Texas, the camp. But from the Justice Department's perspective, she was speaking to the Deputy Attorney General just a couple weeks ago. That signals she may be a cooperator, and that puts her at a higher risk when there are people around her who may be potentially more violent as the inmates. So it may be one of the security decisions, but there also could be the possibility of leniency.
Really interesting. Caitlin, thank you so much for that. Let's bring in Dave Aaron. He's a former state attorney.
Is that good, Marley? Do you want to
Yeah,
keep
that's
going?
good.
All right.
So she goes from a prison with criminals, and now she's in a minimum security camp that looked like a resort as far as I could see when they showed the pictures. And I thought when I saw that, I was like, if it was your child trafficked to a hebephilia island, would you accept like all these like legal delays and prison transfers, or would you like want justice? You know what I mean? Would you tear down every wall until they put these monsters in prison? And I was thinking, what do you guys think? Like, if you were a victim or a parent of a victim, how would you feel about this?
I couldn't deal with it. I would be in jail myself. I mean, that woman belongs to go directly to the jail. Directly to the chair. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. She doesn't deserve one more meal. She doesn't deserve to take one more breath on this earth, as far as I'm concerned.
I would. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, Jim.
I do believe in the death penalty for heinous people such as her.
I would go on every platform I could to bash all of this and just say that how horrible this is and how horrible this person is. Because I don't think some people don't remember that, like, she was also involved in the R word of these young girls too. It wasn't like she was just bringing them. And a lot of people have said that she's even worse than what Epstein was. And the fact that, like, she just gets to go to this country club while some of these poor their family members have died. And there's so much suffering going on with the victims. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost choked when I heard that she's at the same place as Jen Shaw from The Real Housewives of Utah. Like, what the fuck? And with the Elizabeth from Theranos.
Oh yeah.
That was wild. That's not the same place that she should be.
Why the housewife of Utah in prison?
She scammed money out of elderly people and sick people.
Well, Theranos girl actually should be in a more secure place, because a lot of people died because of her faulty fake blood tests too. You know, she was just giving false results to everybody for greed. They didn't work. So how many people were affected by that who ended up with severe illnesses or passed away? I mean, she's another one. She should have just gone directly. I don't know what we're preserving. I mean, when you do that to society, again, I don't want to sound barbaric, but what are we doing?
Well, money is a hell of a thing.
Preserving them.
Well, money's a hell of a thing, especially for white people.
Yeah, especially when you're protecting billionaires, princes, politicians on both sides of the aisle. You, like, as a victim, how is your voice how are you going to be taken seriously? And you've got like the commander in chief, fucking Trump, protecting or scared, protecting himself or other people or billionaires, actors, princes. I don't know. It's just so disgusting.
I highly apologize. I'm here, you guys. I finally found a way. I won't be able to be on camera today, but I'm here, you guys. Just wanted to let you know. Fucking technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, we know it's Mr. Trump has found a way, hasn't he, to protect himself and all of his cronies. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope something moves people to find a way to get that man out of office.
Yeah.
But I will say that bluntly, he's got to go.
Yeah.
100%.
He has to go like yesterday, Maureen, honestly. I'm sick and tired of waiting around for and watching these stupid ass speeches and just looking at people. Like, I have a long ass story to tell today because I went through shit today, but I'm so sick and tired of the inactivity of what's going on. We're just sitting here talking about what happens when Epstein releases those files or when they release those files. Nothing. So what the fuck we gonna do? But I just don't. It's just so hopeless, honestly, and it's sad, and it's dangerous, honestly, what we are going through right now. The fact that the inactivity has kind of taken over, and we're just sitting and watching our own demise at this point.
Well, what I was thinking is when you withhold information and then you try to use that same information to get you in a better position, you should be charged with withholding information and sent to a worse prison.
I agree, Andre.
Yeah.
Because there's other predators out there.
But May's right. I mean, no matter what he comes out and says, you know, he'll twist it and his MAGA people will forgive him and the Republicans will twist it and he'll come Teflon Don. He'll come out smelling like a rose. I mean, isn't pretty much the whole MAGA group a bunch of hypocrites? I mean, you can't be these right-wing Christian, you know, I just read something disgusting from that bill. What was it, 227 in Maine, protecting the rights for abortion and transgender operations and everything else, the health care system, and it was a very hateful letter that this is disgusting and it's deplorable and it's against morals, ethics, and values and blah 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 blah. And then I read the signature at the bottom, and it's my brother who wrote it. And I was just disgusted. And
when did this happen?
Oh, just before the show. I just read it.
Oh my!
Because I was looking up something else and it popped up, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Was that intentional for you to see right before the show?
Maybe we were. We've been estranged, so it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, we're polar opposites. I love New York City. He loves Maine of the Woods. I love. You know, he's a big gun person. I don't care for guns. I don't, you know, we're just polar opposites and always have been 12 years.
Yeah, see 100.
Well, and look at too, I think it was earlier. I don't know if it was on Don Lemon's show or not, but Trump was having a press conference and he had people like this one football player who R-worded a 16-year-old girl there. And then there was also that Harrison Buckner, whatever, the 49 or the Chiefs player that basically said women belong in the kitchen and that's it. Like, those are the type of people he wants to associate with. And the fact that anyone still supports any of this, they're just fucking hypocrites.
Well, it's become, our politics and our society has just become so judgmental. It's not even about separation and division. It's more about judgment. Everybody's judging everybody for everything, and it's nobody's freaking business what people do behind closed doors. They're not bothering anybody. I don't really care what kids are wearing dresses or what kids want, you know, whatever. It's nobody's effing business. Like, why can't people just stay in their own goddamn lane and leave everybody else alone? No God, whatever God you believe in or don't believe in, gave anybody the right to judge anybody else on this planet. We're not here for that. So who gives them the right to do this? You know? I don't know. That's just, I don't want to get too religious here, but it's all hypocrite. It's all a bunch of hypocrites.
I agree. I think a lot of religious people are a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, I know May and I were talking about it earlier in the week. Like, we all, at least here, know that if like Jesus were to come back down, either he would get deported in the United States or he would be the one hanging out with all the people that like MAGA says are awful. He wouldn't be hanging out with them. There's no way.
Or he would be nailed to the cross again.
That's right.
That too.
Yeah.
That's a visual.
Well, if Donald is the orange Jesus, just saying.
And that's how he acts. And he acts like he is some kind of God, and you did this, and I'm gonna.
Is anybody else's feedback kind of weird?
No.
No.
Well,
No.
He
Okay, Marley, I just want to make sure, did we
Yeah, that's
cover
it.
everything on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
He could be the
Yeah,
king
I
of
think there's
cannibals.
more. It's kind of a wait and see with this, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think anything good's going to come from it.
No, I think she made a deal.
She made a deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She shouldn't get a
Deal with
deal for telling information she needed to tell in the beginning.
No, she should not. Mm-mm.
All we have to do is hope that when we get through this, not if.
Yeah.
When.
And they did say that Trump, people are starting to say now that it was a setup when he got shot in the ear.
Oh, they've been saying that for a while.
I don't think that yeah. Look at the stage.
Yeah, because if bullet grazed your ear.
The thing is, when they did
I
just
can't hear
one
August.
small thing. Oh, go ahead, August.
I can't hear her.
I can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
That's
Barely.
Yeah, it's better.
Wow.
That's better.
They were saying
We're having a lot of technical things today. I know Keisha had to figure out her technology, so we're just having technology
is
challenges today.
She left too, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. Like my technology is not working very well today at all. It must be a Mercury retrograde. It's okay. We'll be back soon.
There she is.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
So I
listening to
reloaded.
August now.
Let's move on to our next topic.
well, let's hear August if she
Katie.
can try to come in.
Oh, August, did you fix your mic?
No, it's all right. It's
You're muted.
You're muted, August. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's okay. You could go ahead. You can move forward, Kim.
We can hear you now, though.
It's a time constraint. Go ahead.
Technically challenging.
Okay.
Okay, so Katie, I reloaded this, but I also have it on share screen if we need to, but I'd rather see if we can get it loaded here.
Okay. So the last time I was on this roundtable, I talked about the Kennedy Center, and it's just some more stuff and some more awful things. So we'll just watch this and then I'll talk some more.
Yeah, let me screen share. None of these are working today for some bizarre reason.
Thanks, Elon.
Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And watch the Millennial Gaze on Mondays at 4:30 Pacific time and whatever else time you got. And come through and hang out with us on Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays, and potentially Saturdays. We the people.
President Trump's Republican allies in the House proposing to rename the Kennedy Center after the president and its Opera House after First Lady Melania. But new NBC reporting finds that push would violate the law by which the Kennedy Center was created, according to 4 sources familiar with the issue, barring, quote, additional memorials or plaques in the nature of memorials after 1983, meaning Republicans would have to pass a new law. The White House declined to comment on the name changes. A spokesperson for the rep who's sponsoring one of the bills says the White House and First Lady were not aware of the proposal beforehand. Still, President Trump asserting his control over the institution for the arts in his second term, firing the Democratic members of the Kennedy Center's Board of Trustees and its longtime president. Trump replacing her with Rick Grinnell.
Does
his
it
White
sound
House
kind of
special
weird to
envoy
you
in
guys?
February, writing on
No.
Truth Social that Grinnell, quote, shares my vision for a golden age of American arts and culture and would ensure no more anti-American propaganda. The new board, packed with Republicans, unanimously electing Trump himself as chairman of the board and canceling a slate of performers like the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C., and the tour of the children's musical Finn, which explores LGBTQ themes, just 2 of 2,200 events held each year at the center. Other performers pulling out in protest, Pulitzer Prize-winning singer Rhiannon Giddens canceling her May show, writing on Facebook, "I cannot in good conscience play at the Kennedy Center with the change in programming direction forced on the institution by this new board." And the plan stopped by the Broadway mega hit Hamilton, dropping out, calling Trump's actions a purge of the Kennedy Center. Others choosing to put their protests on stage. The band Guster went through with a concert at the Kennedy Center in April, inviting the cast of the canceled musical Finn to join them. Trump himself making more appearances there alongside Melania Trump, showing up for Les Miserables, greeted with cheers and some boos from the audience. A stark contrast to his first term when he never stepped foot inside. Trump's zeal for renaming things spreading from the stage to the stadium. Earlier this month, Trump trying to turn back
Can we
time
stop
on the
it?
decades-long dispute over the names of major.
Yeah. So one of the things that was mentioned too was the newest thing is they want to rename, I believe it's like the Opera House in the Kennedy Center after Melania. And then they just want to rename the entire center completely. And that's literally against the law because the Kennedy Center, I believe, is like a national monument or something like that. And just some other like facts and stuff that since this takeover, we've obviously seen that it influences a lot of the artists that are or are not performing at it. And I have friends that either used to work at the Kennedy Center or still do. And like one of the things that they've been doing is highlighting like student performances. So they're trying to get a lot of kids in there, of course, to make it look like, oh, they love everybody and stuff, but nobody's buying it. And, it's causing a lot of the self-censorship because of that. And then you saw like Hamilton pulled out and that other musical and stuff with Les Mis. Got a potential loss of nonpartisan status, which for a place like the Kennedy Center is a pretty huge deal. One of the things I've seen a lot of arguments about is they talk about, oh, well, the Kennedy Center gets all of this money from the government, and why isn't that helping? But what people don't realize is all of the money that the Kennedy Center gets from the government goes towards maintenance, repairs, anything regarding like structural with the center, and not like the subscriptions or what shows come in. So while all these people are just trying to blame the art and the artists themselves, it has nothing to do with that. And because of like that money just disappearing and subscriptions going down, the budget is in a huge deficit. They're still the Kennedy Center is still recovering from COVID itself. Multiple staff layoffs for people that have been there for years. A big decline in the sales tickets, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And this is only the start of what they're going to do to the arts.
It's Project 2025. No surprise. Go after the universities, go after the arts, go after books, go after history, go after everything.
So, Katie,
100%.
What's up, August?
What can we do about it?
The biggest thing that I think that we can do is to support our local art as much as we can, whether it's concerts or like gallery showings, or even if it's just like going to a coffee house and seeing someone play their guitar. Like support the people in your area because there's concerts happening all over. It's not just like the big musicians and the stadium tours, which, I mean, it's good that those people are saying no to the Kennedy Center too, because, they have their morals and stuff, but we can't let the arts die. And look,
sorry, Katie. I don't think
it's okay.
The Kennedy Center per se, because people have been going for years. It is Donald Trump. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Well, no, yeah. But because of all the influence he's brought in, the Kennedy Center is what's being affected, and like musicians are getting fired and like front staff are getting fired, and it's impacting everything. And that's basically one of the biggest art institutions in the country. So if they can take that down, That's the thing. If they can take that down, they can take anything.
I know
So
JFK's
probably gonna come next.
JFK Jr.'s grandson is fighting it.
Yeah, they're suing.
Yeah, the Kennedys are allowed. So why are they not protesting? Why are they not taking control?
One of them is
They are.
suing. They're suing.
They are. The
Yeah.
grandson, Schlossenberg, I
And
think his name is.
what they're gonna do after they sue them though? Like I'm so girl. I honestly, I done had it. I done had it with all these whack bitches for real. Like what? Okay, so what are we gonna do after the Etsy files get released? Not a goddamn thing. What are we gonna do after we fucking fight for justice and all this shit? We ain't gonna do shit. We're just gonna sit here and let everybody just run amok all over our system like crazy. And I honestly, this is why I don't have fucking hope. Okay, this is why hope doesn't mean a goddamn thing to me because nobody is willing to step up and fucking be about the business. Period.
I agree,
Fuck.
Mamie.
Well,
I agree
okay.
with that.
Okay, so go ahead, Marley. Sorry.
I agree with that. And it goes back to Keisha, one of her roundtables, where she asked if, are we in a revolution? I feel like we are, but nobody knows it. And that's why we're still using the same
100.
we're using the same old playbook. We gotta get that out of our heads. We need to do something different.
Well, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to lose hope. You can't lose hope. It's
I'm
too
not
many
losing
other
hope.
generations before you that have rebounded and did something and come back stronger. So when it always seems bleak, that's when we come back. So
What hope, Andrea? What hope though? Where's the hope? Because I have not seen any fucking hope. I'm gonna keep it 100 a bean. I have not seen any hope. All I've seen is cowards, cowards all day, every day.
who knew that Rosa Parks just sitting down was going to be the change? We don't ever know what the change is going to be, but change is going to come.
Well, change is.
Martin Luther King said that change is going to come.
But Andrea, change is here. And
And
how
it's going to change back. I don't want y'all to give up hope because
I'm not giving up hope.
Okay.
I'm just looking to me. I'm being a realist, and I'm seeing that what we are doing is not working. It's not.
There's still other things we can try to do. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
saying
what I'm
that
saying.
At all.
But it got bad for a lot of us. It got worse. It got worse for a lot of our ancestors.
Yes,
so
it
I'm not
did.
going to give up hope like that. No, I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to put it out there in the universe that it's just a hopeless situation.
I don't think it's a hopeless situation. I think there's just like if you're in a football game and you're losing because you're using the same strategy, it's time to change it up.
Yeah,
and I
and
think
that's
there's
what you
new
do.
ways to do it in 2025, but still build off of what our ancestors have done.
But I don't want our viewers
We're gonna be
there's hopeless, and that we could maybe behind the scenes still talk about other ways to keep hope alive.
There's a setback.
Don't just give up.
We're in a setback period, and it's in a reset period, and that's just all it is. It's cyclical.
That's
And
right.
we're
I
in
was
a-
happy to see when Vice President Harris came out last night. I was very happy to see that.
And we're in this cycle, Andrea. I agree with you that we have to give up the hope and we have to fire up the younger generations to realize that there is light at the end of the tunnel because they don't see it,
That's
or they're
right.
not engaging, or they don't understand it, and they're on their video screens and they're not paying attention. And that's part of the reason why we're in the situation we are, because Democrats didn't even show up at the polls because it was the same reason for Hillary. Nobody showed up to the polls. They thought, oh, he's never going to win. He's never going to win. And here we are. So, people are fighting back in different ways, in the ways we can. There's not a whole lot. I would like for the Kennedy Center. I mean, I would like all of the artists to come out, and whether they're from Broadway or from the musical field, or all the major labels to come out and protest the center. I mean, I mean, if
Well,
Donald Trump had his way, everything would just be a condo with Trump on it. He'll turn the Kennedy Center into condos and call it the Trump Center units.
so I think that something too is, and I had mentioned it, like encourage art in your local communities. I know that like in my area we have a lot of different festivals, like there's a jazz fest, there's food truck fest, just like any chance that you can have a platform, use your voice, whether it's through music or art or meetings with people, just finding like the like-minded people and saying like, okay, what are we going to do? Because on tomorrow there's national protest again for 8/2. It's like rage. I think it's called like Rage Against the Regime or something.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Some people
I don't know where my money went, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something that we least expect is going to take him down.
And
Like
that's what
whether
I
it's the
say.
Epstein list, whether it's one of his children, whether it's someone out of the woodwork, it's going to be something crazy that's gonna bring him down.
No,
And I totally understand May's frustrations.
And I understand it too.
I get
understand
it,
all
but
of
I
our frustration, but you can't just say nothing's going to ever change. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen all the changes we've seen year after year. We have seen change. It's just that fool is in the White House. And I believe actually that's why Harris didn't take that governor position. And now people are actually listening to her. They said even Don Lemon admitted, I didn't listen to her before, but today she sounded different. She sounded the same to me. She had sense when she was speaking it before.
Well, and I've said it just before with like even on like the mental health side of things, especially, you can't not have hope. And again, even if it's like the smallest thing to find hope in, hold on to that because it can get you through some tough stuff.
That's right. I mean, if we don't have any hope, you're going to see you disappear. Then you'll see me disappear. Then everybody just will disappear. No. We can't do that. We can't give up. No.
We have to look at the little things. The little things. There's got to be something good coming out of this administration.
Donald Trump keeps trying to distract us because he know it's going to eventually come out. This stuff is going to come out. The truth always comes out. The truth always comes to light.
Right. And
So-
if it's a consolation, migration has been slowed. People are not crossing the deserts, and the only reason I'm saying that's a good thing is because they're not dying in the middle of these or being raped and pillaged and trafficked on their journey here because they're not coming and they're trying to make it work where they are instead of taking that risk just to get here and get raped and pillaged and sent back into a concentration camp. So maybe that's a silver lining. I don't know, but there's got to be, something. Kim, you must know. You're the most educated person here. So
the problem, I agree with that to a certain point. The problem is we also have no tourism. We have countries that will not come here.
Right.
We have Vegas that looks like a ghost town compared.
Yeah. Have you seen videos of that? That's crazy.
Yeah, we have legitimate people wanting to come here and enjoy our country, and they cannot. And Andrea, 100%, without hope, we have despair, and we cannot fall into despair. And so what are we doing? This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing.
This is what we can do. And when the protests are out there, we who will be on the front lines will be out there.
My ancestors who went and sat at those cafe bars or went to the diners and sat at the bar, if they hadn't have went, nothing would have happened. They had to get hosed down, the police beat them. We didn't say it was going to be easy. So if you're looking for easy, this is not for you, because these revolutions have always been difficult.
I
but it's
agree.
worth
And we
fighting
have,
for.
and you know what? We have been spoiled in in the United States
And
for a
that's
long,
what
long
people have
time.
forgotten, I think, James, is they said, what have we done? Yeah, you've been able to sit down and watch color TV and dance and got your little sports car, and now that it got difficult, you want to give up hope? No, no, no. We didn't fought too hard. We didn't fought too hard to give
I
up.
agree. And for gay rights, for every civil rights, all kinds of the rights that are
No
just
matter
being
who people want to
swept
sleep
away
with.
with the
Why
stroke of
we
a
care who
pen.
people sleeping with? I don't care who somebody sleep.
So
I'm with you, Andrea. I have hope because I do think it's all going to catch up, and it is catching up. Maybe not at the pace we'd like it to catch up, but as more and more businesses close because of this trickle down economy, and more get affected because they can no longer feed their kids in the schools, and then they can't go to a hospital, and they can't go. It's going to catch up.
After
And
a
whether-
while, Donald Trump not gonna be able to hide what's going on.
Right.
Go ahead, Marley.
Right.
I agree with you, Andrea, as far as our ancestors going to places that they weren't supposed to go, literally breaking the law to change the law to have justice and equal rights. That was a revolution. That was revolutionary. That didn't happen in America, but it happened. I'm saying take that same philosophy and bring it to 2025 and use different strategies to change what's happening. It's happening too fast. And I think that's hope there because you have that foundation, but need to use revolutionary things right now.
That's right.
So
While keeping hope.
So May had said, "Where's the courage?" And when I think that we don't see a lot of the big courage, like the big people taking charge with the courage. Having this and doing this takes courage, and going on like the Don Lemon show takes courage, and like when May and I did the reaction videos, it takes courage to call people out. It takes courage to do a lot of this. And even though we're not like super big voices yet, it's still important that we can still use our voice.
That's right. And Don
That
Lemon
might not be here
fears-
forever.
Don Lemon even says he fears, with some of them independent media, that they'll lose their jobs. But like he said this today too. He said they can't get all of us. They can't get all of us. This is going to affect somebody that really got some power. We can't give up. You can't give up.
Yeah.
Quitters never win, and winners never quit.
I never thought my Kennedy Center thing would spark all this.
Well, you hit a nerve on all of us.
It does, because it's just one of the other things that they're doing to destroy.
It's a big ripple effect.
It's amazing to me that they would even try to touch the Kennedy Center. It's a memorial to the Kennedy family, and it's a treasure to the arts.
But the man is jealous of every family. He needs to be the family.
Well, I think
he should be comparing himself to the Addams family and the Munsters.
Yeah,
Forget
I
about
think
comparing
what
himself to the
really
Kennedys
hit in his Kennedy Center is when Melania wore that jacket that says, I don't really care or something. Who cares? And I think that's with it being named Melania, and you want to name something else Melania, and it's like, well, fuck Melania.
Yes.
I agree.
And he doesn't do that. That's part of the problem too. She won't let him.
Yeah, 100%. And Pitchfork's Dragon, yes. It's going to get worse before it gets better. This is a marathon that we are in.
And Jazzy is more of us than them. Is more of us than them.
I disagree with you on that, Kim. I think this is going to have to be a process and not an event. I mean, this is going to be a slow process.
Marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Marathon.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Not a sprint.
Well, can you see I'm not a big runner? Come on.
No. That's a typical kind of analogy or metaphor when you talk about, this is not a sprint. We're not going to get there overnight. This is going to take a lot of training. It's going to take a lot of.
Right. You're right.
It's going to take a long time. So we just got to hang in there. We cannot give up. And, I keep going back, we got to keep showing up. That's a line that I go back to in everything I've done in life. We just got to keep showing up.
But
as hard as it gets.
How he keeps referencing the golden age. The golden age was during the Depression.
But the rich got richer, didn't they?
But the rich got richer.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, the rich got richer.
David.
Okay, wow, that was a good one. Maureen, I think I'll save you and I here after Keisha, if that's okay.
Oh, that's okay.
And I will go.
Actually, would like to yield my time and do my topic next week.
You want to do your topic next
Yeah,
week?
so y'all can go.
Okay, it's a great topic. You sure? Because we have time. Well, let's go to Maureen. So Maureen. Yeah.
Okay, boy, now another depressing subject matter, but dear to my heart, because I'm going to talk off the cuff here. I used to, for 30 years, work with nonprofits. As a consultant, they would call me on HR matters. I would do training, went across the United States, large nonprofits like Boys and Girls Clubs, smaller ones that dealt with children with disabilities. I won't name them all, of course. My concern is, and if you could bring that up, Kim.
It looks like cherries and peaches and. Well, I did not say that. I'm the one.
Can you mute somebody while Maureen's talking? We hear some.
What cherries? I'm going to talk about a new law that threatens those nonprofits and their ability to serve communities. I'm not going to read all of this, but here we go again. Trump is, his great, wonderful bill is hurting our nonprofits. And why is this awful? Well, these nonprofits help our children, help people with disabilities, help with childcare. They do amazing things. And I talked to some friends who are in that nonprofit world in key positions that say they may have to close down some of their organizations. And what would that mean? That would mean that families could not find low-cost means to take care of their little ones, could not find educational resources with children with any type of disability. It breaks my heart. I can barely talk about it when I read about this recently and talked to these friends. And so I encourage you to look at this piece later on to read what this is causing. I'm not going to take a lot of time with this. I like to get your feedback too, or if any of you at this point have experienced that, but it's there. And I know, I'll use Boys and Girls Clubs as an example. I've been to their conferences. I've been in their clubs. I've seen those children. I've had tears coming in my eyes. These are abused children sometimes that Boys and Girls Club wraps their arms around. These are little guys that are so talented and have been given the opportunity to learn how to perform. I've seen them at their conference performing their dances and their music. And to see them maybe having to lose some of their funding frustrates me to no end. It's not right. I don't know what this man thinks he's doing right now. Why is he destroying people and families and those resources that they need? They don't have the money. My sister helped her grandkids get into, I'm going to use a club as an example, up in the North Bay area. They were her savior. Their mother was going through a rehab, and Boys and Girls Clubs took them in, didn't charge my sister anything to take care of those kids and to help them with their education and to help them have fun and to feel good. And I'm not going to say anymore. I know Kim has something to talk about, but it's affecting everything. And I will stand up for these communities for sure.
Maureen, this is a heavy subject. And
part of my heart.
So Maureen, no, this subject is definitely important because these kids, all the kids have been left behind, and no one's really thinking about them, at least not this president. So this topic, we all have to pay attention to. Please, please.
But having being a parent of a special needs child, the special and my child is fine. We're financially fine, and we get her everything she needs plus. But there are kids out there. I had just talking to a client today. He's having his first baby. His wife is a speech pathologist in the DC area, and she's about to lose her job. And what's happening is what people aren't realizing is all these cuts from the education department and all this money being funneled up to the rich are we're still paying the same amount of taxes, if not more. And that money is going to be cut. The states can't afford it. The states don't have the money to support these programs because they're not getting that federal money, which is our money to begin with. And now the where they're going to cut the most is they're going to start with the special needs programs, because typically they're the most expensive and they're the most needed, in my opinion. And that's going to happen all around. I mean, they're cutting the elderly and they're cutting the most vulnerable.
Well, I know especially in like the red states, like education and all that funding is really getting hit. I know in Pennsylvania recently, Shapiro just sued the administration for withholding, I think it was almost like $250 million. And they finally got that money to help the schools in the state. And I mean, I know we're a blue state, I guess, but like that's what people have to do. Like they have to stand up and get their stuff, because as Maureen was saying with the when she was talking about like the arts and stuff, like as a kid who grew up with the arts, it just like having arts and music helps you so much, especially for kids that are like being bullied or treated unfairly. Like that's how they use their expression, and then that causes you to critically think and think for yourself, and that's what he's trying to destroy, is critical thinkers and free thinkers. And instead,
but it's more than that, Katie. It's actual kids who have
that too,
life-altering disabilities.
Oh no,
traumatic
absolutely.
Brain injuries, abuse from our systems.
Mm-hmm.
I
wasn't trying to discredit that.
No, I know, but it's just like these were, the right to a free and appropriate education. FAP, it's gone, and these kids aren't going to have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just
they obliterated that law.
Yeah,
nobody's really talking about that was the law.
Yes.
I do want to bring up one thing. Trafficking is another thing. I know a gentleman in Oregon who has a nonprofit, and he is helping these kids who have gone through that and have been abused. And I bring that up because what if we lose those things? This organization is helping and getting them back into the mainstream and getting them therapy. And I just, like all of you, I just don't get it. How can you not have a heart and soul about all this? Don't you think about people? No, he doesn't. And his whole administration doesn't. And
that's the scarier part. Forget him. Shame on them.
We're all about destruction, tearing things down, destroying things, making stuff turn to shit.
And we see a video tonight of 2 migrants who ICE is supposed to be out there taping for the criminals, not for the people working in the restaurants and the fields and the farms and people who are valuable to our societies. But here you have 2 criminals. Really, the girl was, who's being abused. Was here illegally too, and doing a massage. Just sounded very similar to what we just heard with Epstein and everything else. I don't think they were deep tissue sports massages, and she went to the school for that. I'm sure her massage is much different. Anyway, my point being is that's the stuff that's supposed to be, I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to say cleaned up, but that's the point of ICE, is to round up people who are criminals and who are doing things to take down our society or reprehensible things to traffic girls or keep that girl tied up and raped.
But they need the girls in order to keep doing what they're doing, and they funneled them, which I saw a documentary this past week, and it has to do with Epstein and how he got involved in all of this. And I didn't know they all take them through Columbus. They have to go through Columbus, Ohio, and then they have to go on to different parts and to different countries, different parts of this country, and they go overseas, and they have various passports that they give them. So he's trying to he can't destroy this country. He can't destroy this country. That's what he's trying to do. But again, more people are going to speak out, and I'm not.
Yeah, we're too big and too diverse, and there are too many people who are going to be affected by all of these changes. I mean,
There's over what, David? You said 300,000 Black women in the past. What did you tell me? Past 6 months, past 3 months, that have lost their jobs since he's been in office. Past over 300,000 Black women.
Well, Jim, another thing you have to think of too, and I thought of this when you mentioned ICE, is, they're supposed to be going after all of these criminals, but the people in ICE only think that these people have more melanin in their skin. And when you think about like the trafficking and all the other horrible crimes that are going on, they're not looking at the white people.
No.
And that's who they should be looking at.
They're not looking at criminals. They're looking at
that too, yeah.
Yeah, what you said.
That's because Stephen Miller gave them a quota. Jim, you know a little bit about quotas.
Oh yeah, I live my life by quotas.
Right.
And now they're going after they're trying to pay the regular policemen more money with less risk to go out there and be these psycho vigilantes. I don't know if you saw that today.
No, but did you
they're
see?
Recruiting. ICE is recruiting.
Oh yeah, they're recruiting.
Yes.
Police officers.
It's like a $50,000 bonus, and then you get your student loans erased.
Forgiveness,
which is bullshit.
I haven't fact checked that, but I heard that someone was saying, "Oh, here's my next bonus," right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so disgusting. It's hard to even continue talking about it.
That's right.
Pitchforks and Dragons is spot on here with her
right.
comment.
That's exactly right. You can't give up. You might have some down days, you might have some up days, but the fight goes on.
There's another group of people. I'm gonna, if it's okay, to go over just a little bit. There's another group of people I didn't get to talk about last week that we have to fight for as well, because now the Trump organization wants to criminalize homelessness. And I'll show just a brief clip of signing that executive order last week. But the thing I keep going back to is you can't heal in handcuffs, right? We can't heal mental illness, drug addiction, let alone the economic factors that are involved in homelessness. So let me just play this short clip, and then I have some statistics I'd like to share.
President Trump has signed a new executive order aimed at cracking down on homeless encampments. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos live in downtown LA with the details. Annie Rose, good morning.
Hi, Frank. Good morning to you. Yeah, that new executive order from the president aimed at making it easier for cities and states across the country to remove homeless people from the streets. We want to get straight to that language of the order from the White House so you can see a little bit of it for yourself. It says it is targeted at removing, quote, vagrant individuals from our streets and redirects federal funds towards programs that tackle substance abuse. This order seeking to shift federal grant funding to states and cities that enforce prohibitions on urban camping, enforce prohibitions on drug use, and adopt policies allowing people with serious mental illnesses or substance abuse disorders to be forced into treatment. The governor responding to Trump's new executive order, saying it is more focused on creating distracting headlines than producing a positive impact. About a year ago, Newsom issued an order encouraging cities in the state to dismantle homeless encampments, recently criticizing California cities and counties for not doing enough on this issue.
I'm not interested in funding failure anymore. I'm not. I won't. Time to do your job. People are dying on their watch, dying on their watch. Look at these encampments. They're a disgrace. They've been there years and years and years and years. I've heard that same rhetoric for years. People are dying.
Back in May, the body of a mother and Army veteran was found at a homeless encampment. Her death later ruled an accident due to drug use. 46-year-old Lucrecia Macias Barajas was found dead alongside the body of a man inside a sidewalk tent in the Westlake district near downtown LA. Neighbors said at least one of the bodies found in the tent had been partially eaten by dogs.
Ugh. Ugh. Well, if they can not arrest people or make it a crime, but if they can have, licensed social workers or people who can talk to other drug addicts that are already healed, talk to these people and get them into safe places off the streets, into centers, and while they're still using drugs, they're in a building and they're safe, and it's, I don't want to say a prison, but locked and secure, that they will get the help they need, and however long that takes. I don't think that's such a bad thing, but they shouldn't be criminalized for that.
But you also have to think too, like a lot of these centers and like rehab clinics are severely underfunded itself.
Right.
So like where are they gonna put all these people without proper care, proper amenities, like anything to help them? That's the problem.
Yeah, let me just talk briefly about what this EO really does, right? So it encourages the forced hospitalization for the unhoused, mentally ill, or addicted. It defunds the housing first and harm reduction programs that are already in place. It prioritizes grants for cities that criminalize camping, loitering, and drug use. It pushes surveillance and tracking over treatment, and it embeds the idea that poor equals dangerous equals disposable. So for me, this people on the street, for the most part, they don't choose to be on the streets. I know we've heard some people would prefer to be there. For the most part, people do not want to be on the streets. Many are veterans, they're survivors, they're people fleeing abuse, they're people completely priced out of housing by inflation. This policy does not meet them with care. It meets them with cages, in my mind. We need real solutions. We don't need, I'm all for getting rid of these encampments. I agree. It's dangerous. We need to get rid of the drugs. But we need to find real solutions. Why is that so difficult for us to find real solutions for people?
Because they profit on prison systems in this country.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that's why.
I think that's what we're going to see. I just, I can't prove this. This is just my opinion, but I think we're going to see these people put in more encampment type facilities. So, other thoughts? It's a tough one, but every community is being affected by all of these policies.
Well, I mean, the whole drug issue is a tough one. I have a friend who's a cop, and he had the same couple 5 times that he's had to administer Narcan to them. And for me, and this is going to sound horrible, and people can beat me up over it, but how many more times do you revive them? I mean, at this point, they're going to keep going back and doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. They've been to rehab. The police get them. They put them in the hospital. They give them the Narcan. They put them in an ambulance. They go to the hospital. They get out, and they do the same thing again. I mean, if we can't rehab them, I don't know what to do. I mean, we can't save.
It's the same philosophy that you can't give up on anybody. Everybody is important. And
right.
if they can revive a beach camp, if they really want to pass on, they will one day.
But that system is broken. So we take these people, the police get them, they revive them, they keep them alive, they get them in the hospital, they have whatever it is, a 24-hour, 48-hour stay. But now our hospital system is shrinking. And now these people don't have Medicare or Medicaid or any kind of insurance, and it's going to get smaller and smaller. So it's going to get worse and worse.
This is
It's
a
all
rich country. This is a
tied
rich country.
together.
Go
That's-
ahead, Marley. Go ahead.
Yeah. Marley?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think in our country, we view people who have addictions as if they have control over it.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons why people go to drugs and alcohol, and a lot of the times that they have PTSD, some type of trauma in their life, and they're suppressing that. That's
Right.
how they can get out of that trauma. When they do that, they become addicted. So I feel like you have to always approach these issues from the root. And what is the root? Trauma, like lack of mental health providers, creating programs where they slowly start to be able to draw, and they're getting the help that they need, the mental help. It's hard to even become recovered if you're homeless. Like you need a safe place to go to. You need the basic essentials: food, shelter, water, and then we help them with their mind and their body.
Thank you,
I think
Marley. That's
of like saying how many times they're going to help. You're going to help as much as possible because they really don't want to be doing that. They have no control.
we have to get to the root of the problem, and that's why Housing First was beginning to be successful, because they were getting people into housing and then dealing with the addictions. And we, like I said earlier, we don't deal with the root of problems. We don't deal with a lot of people start using because they can't afford housing, so they're out on the street. Then they begin to self-medicate as
Or
well.
they're homeless because they making us have a baby that our father impregnated us with, and you trying to deal with stuff like that. It's a whole bunch of reasons people are homeless.
Yeah.
Well, and also
Right.
with
And don't misunderstand what I was saying, Marley. It's more of, yes, we're going to help them, but our system is what, like Einstein said, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity.
Well, again,
So
we have enough money in this country to fix this problem. If they weren't trying to give all this money to people that don't need no money, we could solve the problem at the bottom.
You know, and that's a better question. Why doesn't one of these people want to solve that problem, like a Musk or someone who has the money? They could solve it.
They
'Cause
don't
it's
have
not just
greedy,
money.
and they
Can I answer that?
Yes.
The reason why they do not want to, because they make money off of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about it.
More money.
They making money off of this. And people will say, well, how are they making money? They're making money because most of them pushing these drugs. These young boys get it from them. That's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
They don't have the big drug dealers that's running. It's trickled down. And when people wake up and realize that, and Marley, you were spot on because you took exactly what I was going to say. You got to deal with their bodies first. Then their mind will follow. Because once their bodies can have a good meal, have a roof over their head, and I want you guys to close your eyes and think about that. Think about you not having a roof over your head. And you're in a piece of tent, sleeping on the ground, where you have rats, roaches, and everything else crawling around you and maybe over you. You got to deal with their bodies first. Then you deal with their mind, because their mind will follow. And along that, you have to feed them. These people are not eating. Half of them are digging in the garbage. I can speak to it because I had a sibling that went through it. It's not about the drug. It's about hope that they've lost.
Right.
It's about that fate they can't. So if it takes 777 times to come and pick them up, I'm there. I'm going to do it. But when it goes to the police station, it's a revolving door.
And that
They're
was
just
my
doing
point.
their jobs. And when you start doing your job, then that means you forgot the humanity. I yield my time.
Thank
Great
you,
point.
August. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's why this is yet another community that we have to fight for and speak up about. Continue.
Can I ask August how your sibling is now?
Well, we were able to get them out of that situation, brought them up from Florida because they were in a camp down there, brought them up and dealt with them. So I'm speaking on it. Body first. Give them a good shower because they're not showering out there. Giving them new clothes, feeding them. So how they're doing? Much better. They feel wanted. They feel like someone cares, and they feel like they're back in society.
100%.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
One of the big things we've lost in this country is empathy.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, pride takes over. Don't think that we knew. We had no clue because they didn't want you to know because of pride. They were so busy dealing with their pride, they didn't want anybody to know. And that's what happens to most of us because we're so self centered on pride. We don't want to have that shame. We got to check ourselves because guess what, guys? We're wrecking ourselves because we're not thinking about each other.
And we're all flawed.
Oh, yeah.
Human. We're human. It's okay to be flawed.
And I couldn't imagine being addicted to a drug. I smoked for 40 years and I was up to 2 packs a day. And that was the hardest thing. And I keep saying, if I get diagnosed with lung cancer or something, first thing I'll do is go buy a pack of cigarettes because I haven't smoked in 10 years or 11 years now. But every day I still have the craving. And the cigarette companies do you know cigarettes have 260 something chemicals in them that are all addictive? It's just not nicotine. They have sugar in them now because, when you quit smoking, people gain a lot of weight. It's not just the metabolism. It's because you get that sugar. You're looking for sugar that you're not getting from the cigarette. So you're right. It all comes down to dollars and cents. That's what it all comes down to. And we are just rats living in their world and being experimented with.
They the rats. We people, they're the rats.
We're being experimented on one way or another.
Experimented with
products, anything to make certain few money.
Something that we should remember is people over profit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's our goal. People over profit. Instead, they're profit over people. So, great conversations. Let's close up with some WTFs. You feel like it? Just real quick. And we can take these into next week if we want. So the first one, because we're talking about money, right? So instead of helping, what are they going to do? They're going to spend $200 million on a gold-plated ballroom at the White House.
That is the most ugly thing I have ever seen.
This is the kind of stuff that's maddening. Maddening.
Well, but this is the thing that scares us. Is he planning on leaving? What does he need a ballroom for? No one else wants to use that tacky piece of crap room.
Well, I think he thinks he's a king, and maybe he doesn't think he's leaving.
Maybe, because someone said, the new White House will be the new Mar-a-Lago.
He's out now.
That effect. Here's another one. This one is scarier. Let me change the, so we can see it better. So based on highly provocative statements from former President of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important. When did he realize that? And can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. I don't know. Distraction?
Isn't everything at this point?
Yeah, I know. I'm just
like,
going through.
He is just like pulling every string he can to not talk about Epstein. And it's just...
He's a pedophile.
Like Trump needs more ballroom. That's hilarious.
That was good.
If you
Okay. Wow. Yeah, you got the one for the day. That's hilarious. Okay, we have another one real quick. This is, you all heard about these are fake job numbers. It's gonna blame everything on Biden, and I'm so sick of this. I could scream. So this is a huge what the fuck. I don't know. Where do we go from here? I love this.
Yeah.
That's
now,
just
was that really on Fox News? Was that statement really on Fox News?
No, that's a fun.
That's okay.
That's a fun. But it's the truth, isn't it? The truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh. Let's see what else do I have here. Oh, we'll come back to that one. What was this one? Oh yeah, this is one about this is what dictators do. This is what dictators do. So now, are we going to be able to trust anything that comes out?
Nope. Nope.
That's enough for today. We've got.
Yeah, I'm depressed.
Can I keep it a bean before we done?
What you got, May?
Oh my God. First of all, it's been a fucking day. Secondly, and I apologize because honestly, I've been angry. What for me and how I've been processing all of this shit that's been going on for the past summer and as soon as this bitch ass motherfucker got into office has been making me so angry. I'm not the type of bitch to sit down and lie down and let you just treat me any old type of way. I will fucking call you out, okay? And honestly, and so everybody's like, oh my God, May, are you okay? Like, oh my God. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck, okay? Y'all got me fucking bent. I am so sick and tired of this weakness and this cowardice and all this bullshit. We're sitting idly by while we're getting our ass handed to us. I'm so sick and tired of cowards. Stand the fuck up and do something about it. I just can't do this anymore. I'm so angry at this point. And I can see why, even on the other side, why we have these issues is because people are angry. People are getting treated like fucking shit every fucking day. Okay? Like, Hope, I don't give a fuck about your hope because you're not going to do anything. Release the FC files and do what? Not a goddamn thing. I don't trust any of these motherfucking people. And rightfully so. And so for y'all to sit here and talk to me crazy is insane. Man, I done had it. I done fucking had it. Woo, shit. I'm on fire. But like, honestly, but I want to be here and I need to be here because I feel like I'm the only one sounding the alarm that we got to do something. We can't be sitting here being bitches anymore. This shit is over with. We are in fascist regime. Period. And if you don't like it, then get fucking used to it. If you can't believe it, then get fucking used to it. Okay?
I agree with you, May
May.
Money.
All right.
I agree with you 100%.
Everybody's angry. I get it.
But
And
nobody's
we're all
doing
here
anything about that anger, though. I think, like, for me, I know we have a fascist in the White House. I know that America has changed. I know we are presently in a revolution, but I think people are just like deers staring in the headlights. Some people are kind of moving, some people see it, but where's the anger being shown to you in the present? And that kind of messes up with your mind, right?
Well, that's
Like
part of
we,
the plan.
it
That's what
messes
you
you
guys
up
aren't
in the
getting.
head because your environment is not fitting what you know is happening.
Dude,
I think
check
that
out that Kamala Harris interview. She literally was like, you know why I'm not fucking running for office is because like this system, like I don't want to be a part of the system. There's
Yeah.
nothing I can do. There's nothing that she can do to help.
She can
And
fight. Not
honestly,
within the
I feel
system.
that way.
Well,
All right, guys.
but she did
But
fight,
clarify,
right?
she said she will, but not within the system, is what she was saying.
Exactly.
Because Colbert checked her on that. What do you mean? You're not going to fight? She said, no, she clarified, no, I am going to fight, but she's going to fight with us,
Mm-hmm.
right? With citizens. So
We
we
just
are
handle
way
anger
over our
different.
time today. Yeah.
We just
So
handle anger different. We are angry. We just handle it
all
a
angry.
different
Yeah,
way.
you can't paint everybody with the same brush. People have
That's
different angers and they show it different ways. But nevertheless, I would like us to end on a nice note because we always give our channel heavy topics and it's not fair to them to go into the weekend with it. So please, someone say a joke, say something happy, but be angry at the situation, but you got to live life and you got to live it to the fullest.
Exactly. Well, we'll close with the babies like we did
Oh,
Wednesday.
okay.
So we'll have a little funny. You ready?
Mhm.
Guys, as always, love you.
Bye, y'all. Sorry about the technicals.
Great conversations. No issues.
By May money.
Keisha was having issues too. So, and I apologize for our tech in the beginning, but we get it figured out. So,
We had good conversations, I thought.
yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next week.
PU. Somebody's diaper's full again.
This is a witch hunt! The Epstein files were supposed to be sealed! Wah! Wah!
Told ya.
Okay, well, you heard it. Direct from the White House.
We the people unite.